Om Jananim Saradam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. Please sit erect and keep your limbs free. Close your eyes and try to withdraw your mind from all external sound and disturbances. Try to meditate in the space of your heart. On the luminous self present inside you. I will chant Om, and after 5 minutes I will again chant Om. Then you can slowly open your eyes. Om. Shanti mantra. Please chant after me. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shanti mantras, just to remind all of you, are mantras or different prayers for invoking peace in our lives on 3 levels, at 3 levels. Adhyatmika, that is at the personal level, body and mind. Adi Daivika, there are many gods, so we want to be at peace with those gods. Adi Bhautika, with the other living beings, so that there is peace and we don't have any kind of disturbances of or suffering on account of these 3 elements. Not suffering from our own selves, no suffering from divine beings or gods, no suffering from other living beings. So on 3 counts we invoke peace, and that is why we say Shanti 3 times. And Sahana Vavatu is a prayer which is a prayer between the teacher and the taught, and the prayer is about the teacher and the taught, or the teacher and the disciple, they are praying together. Naha means us in Sanskrit and Saha means together. So together, both of us, let us grow. Together let us get nourishment and let there be vigor in us so that we will be indulging in our endeavor, that is the study. And let there be tejasvi, let we have splendor or vigor in our studies. Adhitamastu, our adhyayana or study. Adhi means, it's a root, adhi. Adhi means basis, adhyayana. So the reflection on the basis means everything in the Indian tradition is on a spiritual perspective. So even study, the very word used for study, that is adhyayana, is not actually studying something external, but it is studying something internal. You study the basis. Basis of what? Basis of everything available on this, in this universe. So adhyayana. So adhitamastu. Let us all, both of us, study together with lot of vigor and lot of strength and lot of intelligence. Ma vidvishavahe. And it is very interesting to note that even at that time, ma vidvishavahe means vidvisha. Let there not be ma. Let there not be any animosity, ill feeling between both of us. We are studying the Katha Upanishad. This Upanishad, as many other Upanishads are, it is in a form of a conversation between Nachiketa and the Lord of Death, Yama. Some Upanishads are like that for easy understanding. So it is in the nature of a conversation. So as all of you know, still I remind because memory fades with time. So this Nachiketa saw that his father, what was his name? Vajasravasa. So he was conducting a sacrifice which required best things to be given in gift. But his father was giving useless things. Cows which had stopped milking, which were about to die, which the language is Jagdatrana, means which had completed eating grass, means which could not eat grass any further because it was so old. Dugdha doha, all milk has been milked because the nirindriya, and it cannot also give birth to a calf. Completely useless things giving in donation, as many people do even today. So that was being done by Vajasravas. And what happened? There are two ways in which usually people counteract such a situation. One fellow will be there, hey foolish fellow, what are you doing? Stop this. Or if that person is your parent or an elder, you will say, hey, what are you doing? You should not do like this, etc. But Nachiketa did not do that. What did he do? He had something which Swami Vivekananda said cannot be translated into English. What is that? Shraddha. Shraddha is not simply faith. Shraddha means a lot of respect and faith and many other things which cannot be, as Swamiji said, translated into English. For the tradition, for the elders, for the scriptures, and for the environment in which you are born. So Nachiketa had it, and the Upanishad says Shraddha avivesha. Shraddha overwhelmed him. Shraddha got hold of him. And so he said what? He did not ask his father, why are you doing this? Or he did not be a party to his father. Very good, this is what you should do. There is an interesting ad doing rounds in the internet. So the ad is about parenting, that whatever you do, children follow. So somebody is beating a person, the child is also beating the person. Somebody is yelling at somebody, the child is also yelling. So similarly, most of the children do that. They try to fall in the footsteps of their parents. So this also Nachiketa did not do. What did he do? He asked a simple question. He said, since you have to give all the best things to other people in this sacrifice, because I am your best production obviously, So, whom are you going to give me to? Whom are you going to give me to? So, what happens when somebody asks this question, when somebody is asking some question like that, and you are engaged in some important work, you say, hey, keep quiet, hey, shut up, or you go away, etc. So, Jag Morug, something like that in Bengal they say, you go and die, something. So, his father also told something to that extent. He said, I give you to death. But Nachiketa was a person who was very truthful. And because his father has told that, then he thought, why should my father give? Then again we see another quality of Nachiketa, that is self-respect or self-esteem, self-assessment. So somebody says that, yes, I am useless, I will be given to death. But Nachiketa did not say that. He had tremendous self-esteem and self-respect. He said, Bahunamemi prathama, Bahunamemi madhyama. I am the second among many, I am the first among many, but I am by no means the last. So, why should my father give me to Yama? Kims with Yamasya kartavyam. What could be the work or job with Yama that my father is giving to him? So, this is the idea he got. And then what did he do? Immediately transported or teleported or whatever portation facility it was there, which we do not have now. He went to Yama. And then he was sitting there, and Yama, Swami Vivekananda says, by your character, you can create fear or you can put down even the strongest people in the world. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, there are 8 women in this room or hall. So, Swamiji says, in what is called in Bengali as, what is that? Bhuliona. What is that called in Bengali? Bhuliona je tumhar adarsho. What ki bole Banglate? Swadesh mantra. It's called Swadesh mantra. Now the Swadesh mantra, actually it is the last paragraph of a text called Vartaman Bharat or Modern India. Swamiji says that the ideal of India is Savitri and Sita. Immediately feminists, they come and say, why Savitri and Sita? Sita, she, poor lady, suffered all her life. True, she suffered all her life and she had to go so many Agni Pariksha, etc. And you or Swami Vivekananda has no other work but to say that the ideal of Indian womanhood is Sita. So this question is an interesting question, and because I think that I am a feminist and also I think that I follow Swami Vivekananda, it may be very illusory thinking, but I think so. So I understood why Swamiji told. You just imagine Sita, who was born, in fact, rather she was found by Janaka. And this Sita, who gave everything to Rama, and she got a very bad treatment. We should accept that. But she brought up her 2 children. In what way? She made them great scholars, great warriors also, and with no disrespect to the tradition, with no disrespect to their heritage, with no disrespect to the father who had actually put them in the forest. So he sends Lakshmana and says that you nicely download this woman and come back. You see? So, but without any disrespect to this person, she brings them up, Lava and Kusha, and great warriors that they can stop that horse. And afterwards, again when she is asked to go through that Agni Pariksha, she says, I don't care. And she simply goes. And who does not she care? Lord himself. So just imagine the power of a woman who does not care even the Lord. No, she just says, I don't. She was, in the modern language we can say, she was the greatest single parent, if you can use the word. Though she was single in that sense, she brought up her children in the forest without any external help. She was the queen, but she did not have anything of that. So, seeing her, even Lord Rama had to, bow down. That is the power of purity and character, and that is why Sita is great. Savitri. Why is Savitri great? Everybody is afraid of Lord Yama, but Lord Yama was afraid of two people. One was Savitri. So he had to bow down to the demand of Savitri. That is again the power of purity and character. And that is what Swamiji says, that this is. So today if women had that power and purity, all these things which are happening in the society today will not happen. Because this is the country which produced Jhansi Ki Rani. Swamiji says, this is the ideal of womanhood. Let us produce Jhansi Ki Rani. Have something. I find people becoming very meek, very weaklings, not having anything to eat, and that size zero complex. That will not help. You have lot of nourishment, learn judo, karate, and make sure that the person who is coming and trying to do something nasty, his horizontality, verticality is turned into horizontality. So that part of courage you should have, physical strength you should have, and that is what Swamiji says. So this purity is what Swamiji wants Indian woman to have, and that is the ideal of womanhood, not the suffering part. The other person whom Yama was afraid of was Nachiketa. Now Nachiketa is a Brahmin boy, and he went and stayed, waited in front of the house of Yama, and when Yama came from his whatever touring, he had gone to picnic or whatever, and when he came to his home ministry people, means his relatives and wife or whatever, they told that this person is sitting here and he has not been fed and nothing. So those days, unless the boss of the house comes, nothing will happen. So it's like this, there was a beggar. This joke I have told many times, but still, a beggar was there. He went to one house and there was this daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law, he asked he wanted something. Then the daughter-in-law said, no, nothing will be given, and he went. So from the balcony, the mother-in-law saw, and he said, hey, come here, what happened? So he said, no, I asked the daughter-in-law, and she said that nothing, she can not give anything, she will not give me anything, and she drew me away. So, oh acha, who is she to drive you away? I say that I will not give you anything. Now you go, like that. So the boss of the house only can feed and give all this Athithi Satkar, not like Athithi tum kab jaoge, but Athithi, all this kind of hospitality. Some people give so much of hospitality, you end up in hospital because of indigestion. And somehow so he said that Nachiketa should be, and so he was so much afraid that what will happen to, what is Brahmin? Brahmacharati Brahmana means one who follows or one who traverses the path to Brahman is Brahmin. Just being taking birth in a particular family or in a lineage will not make you Brahmin. Brahmin means a person who wants to attain to Brahman, realization, or wants to realize God. That is a Brahmin. So people are always afraid of this person. Why? Because he is constantly practicing truthfulness, etc. And by that you get a power. Patanjali Yoga Sutra says that if you practice truthfulness for many years, whatever you say will become truth. It will become true. So even Sri Ramakrishna, he was told that from your mouth blood will come, and it happened because the person who told was a truthful person. So this is what. So that is why Yama was afraid of Nachiketa, and he gave him how many boons? 3 plus 1. Buy 3, get 1 free. So he gave 3 boons and 1 boon in free of cost he gave. So 3 for each day of waiting. He waited for 3 days and 3 boons and plus 1, 4 boons. And what happened is, these are the boons. What are the 3 boons? You see, Swami Gambhirananda ji was the president of our Ramakrishna and mission. He was the 11th president. So people used to be very afraid to make pranam to him. And people means sannyasi brahmacharis also, because suddenly he will ask, what was the second boon which Nachiketa was given by Lord Yama? So Gambhirananda ji, I think you should be familiar. He has written he has translated all the Shankara commentaries. So what were the 3 boons? Okay, second? Okay, what is the sacrifice you have to perform? Third? And what is the extra boon he got? The sacrifice which can be used to go to heaven was named after Nachiketa. So you see, this also, the boons also is very commonsensical. Now I have come to Yama, and if I go back, then they should not say Bhago Bhutaya. So people should accept me. It's a very commonsensical Upanishad. So this is what. No, so why do we call this Katha Upanishad death with a difference? Because Katha Upanishad says that we don't have any death. Death is only a passing phase in our existence. So it is just a passing phase, or it is because of ignorance that we think that we die and we are born. Na hanyate hanyamane sharira, and it is not possible to kill also, and it is not possible to die also. So that is why death with a difference. And what is the thing? Both of us, all of us are trying to understand this Upanishad. There is nobody teaching here and nobody learning, but it is a interactive learning process. Because Vedas tell about many sacrifices, all these sacrifices have their own value. Sacrifice means not that killing sacrifice, but those Vedic sacrifices, they have their value. A chanting of mantras, prayers, performing rituals, worship, everything has their value. If you want to see it from the dualistic perspective, it has got the value because you are praying to a god. And if you want to see it from the non-dualistic perspective, it has value because you are asserting your own higher nature.
So, which kind of sacrifice is some kind of chanting, some kind of...
No, it is a Vedic ritual.
Oh, it's a ritual.
Like Agni Hotram, like all that. Jyotishtoma Yaga, it is a yajna. You did not perform it. Like Sri Ramakrishna says, in Kali Yuga, our existence is all dependent on food. If you don't get food for one time or two times, then your existence will be precarious. So we don't need to practice all these things. So what we need to do? So Sri Ramakrishna says it is very difficult for us to do great austerities in this yuga. So we need to do only simple things like practicing truthfulness. Very simple. So like that, very simple things only we have to practice. Not standing on one leg and lifting one hand and all that. That we don't need to do.
Swamiji, that is disturbance from calamities. It will come under Adi Daivik or Adi Bhautik?
Adi Bhautik is other living beings. Adi Daivik, tsunami, etc. Tsunami is a... So, now we go to the second chapter, second canto, Dvitiya Valli of Dvitiya Adhyaya.
Canto one is English.
Yes, it is English. Puram, you can, Puram Ekadashadwaram Ajasya Avakrachetasah Anusthaya Na Shochati Vimuktascha Vimuchyate Etad Vaitat Yada Yada Hi Dharmasya. What happened? At least one shloka in unison. Yada Yada Hi Dharmasya. Okay, one. You please tell, Somnath ji. What is this? Okay, anyone who can tell the complete Neeraj? What is the meaning?
Whenever there is a decline of dharma in any
anywhere in world.
Where is Arjun in this shloka?
Bharat.
Bharata. How is it referring to Arjun?
Bharat means a descendant of Bharat.
Hmm. Hmm.
So whenever there is a decline in of the religion in any part of the world,
Hmm.
I come to the world.
Where is world coming here? There is no world here. Yada yada hi dharma. No, what is the meaning just that you tell? Whenever there is decline in religion,
Or morality, I comes.
you just use the word dharma because religion or moral, dharma does not mean religion or morality.
Dharma, I come to this earth to eliminate the evil.
Whenever there is yada yada hi, whenever, when, yada, when, another when, hi dharmasya, there is a decline, glanir bhavati bharata, there is a decline in dharma. Abhyutthanam adharmasya, and also there is when there is a increase in adharma. That part is important. Then Abhyutthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. Then I take form. Then
For saving the mental people, good people,
and
for eliminating the
bad people, vinashaya cha dushkritam sambhavami yuge yuge.
dharma, I will come again and again.
So enforcing means not sthapana arthaya, samsthapana means properly enforcing, establishing dharma. I come again and again in every age. Sambhavami, not again and again. Sambhavami yuge yuge. In every age I come, I appear. Sambhavami means I appear or take birth as it is. So as if I take birth. Why am I telling this? Suddenly? Anyone? Suddenly out of the blue, why am I referring to this shloka?
We are remembering some sloka.
No, not test.
No.
No. You see, what is it? Yada yada hi yuge yuge sambhavami means Lord himself has to come again and again. Because why? When Shankaracharya wrote the introduction to Bhagavad Gita, he writes that because of the nature of human beings, we tend to forget what is mentioned in the scriptures. We tend to forget the teachings of the Lord. So Lord has to appear again and again. See, it's like you give some job to somebody, your employee, people who are bosses here. You give a job to employee and again you have to go and tell that person because that person will forget. Some people have short-term memories. So that is why you have to. So this chapter begins with that. The idea is that we have short-term memory. Already the Upanishad has told everything about Brahman, the nature of Brahman, how you have to attain, etc. And again, why should they start? Close the Upanishad and give us freedom. But no, there will be no closure. Why? Because we, by our nature, tend to forget things. So, to remind us of what has been told, like a recapitulation, again the whole thing is being told in a different language. Again in a different language, the whole thing is being told. So this canto of this chapter is going to repeat many things which have been told already in different language. Why? Because we are in the habit of forgetting things. That is why in Shastra you see again and again the same thing is repeated. In one Upanishad you see again and again the same thing. Gita you see the same thing is repeated. You read the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. All through the Gospel he will say the goal of human life is God realization. You have to go beyond lust and greed, give up lust and greed. Same thing again, you go through the complete verse of Swami Vivekananda. Certain things are repeated again and again. Why? Because it is our nature to forget things. So we have to remind ourselves of these teachings. So now the Upanishad begins with this mantra. What is the mantra? The mantra is Puram Ekadasha Dwaram. Now here okay, there is one slide missing there, no, it is there. Okay, Ekadasha Dwaram. So the Anvaya will be, prose order will be Ajasya Avakra Chetasaha. So, Puram, you are being compared to a city. You are being compared to a city. Puram. Puram means a city or a fort. A city. In the olden days, there were forts. So, Puram. Ekadasha Dwaram. There are 11 gates to the city. There are 11 gates to the city. Ajasya Avakra Chetasaha. And what is this city having? Every city has got citizens. Many people stay there. The king stays there. In the city, one palace will be there. Saddam Hussein, like that palace. So in that, the king will be staying. So here who stays? Ajasya Avakra Chetasaha. Consciousness, which is Ajasya, which is without birth. Avakra, which is without crookedness. Without crookedness. Chetaha, consciousness. It is straight. There is no confusion. That is why this word is used. Vakra means crookedness. Ashtavakra. Ashtavakra. Who was Ashtavakra? Sage who was bent at 8 places. Why did that happen? Because this fellow, when he was in his womb, his father was chanting something and he found out. He did editing while he was in the womb itself. He said, hey, you are chanting wrongly. Then his father got angry and he said, you will take birth with 8 places. You will be bent at 8 places. So you will not be a very beautiful person to look at. So you will have deformity. So Ashtavakra. Vakra means crookedness. Crooked. So what is crooked? Some people have thought patterns as straight as a jalebi. No? Very straight as jalebi. So they will have that crookedness. So while enumerating the qualities of divine qualities and demonic qualities in the 16th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Arjavam is one word. What does that mean? Straightforwardness. So anybody who wants to become spiritual has to first become not crooked. So Avakra Chetasa, why? This consciousness is not clouded. Clear consciousness. Consciousness or this intelligence or this knowledge is clear without any cobwebs, without any rubbish. It's clear. There are no doubts. So that is why it is told Avakra Chetasaha. Then Anushtaya, one who is always meditating on the self of this nature. What is the nature? Which has knowledge, which is straight knowledge, like light. Light, no? So straight and resplendent. That knowledge, if somebody Anushtaya, meditates, contemplates, Shravanam, Manana, Nididhyasana, one who does that, Na Shochati, does not grieve. Shokam, Shokam Tarati Atmavit. Which Upanishad? Silence Upanishad. Chandogya Upanishad. At least 100 times I would have told it here. So Shokam Tarati Atmavit, Chandogya Upanishad. So like that, a person who has understood the nature of Atman goes beyond sorrow. Why? Why? Why?
Why does he go beyond sorrow?
Yes. Or how? By understanding yourself, how can you go beyond sorrow?
That is, the self is unattached from body and
Huh?
self is unattached from body and
Huh.
The nature of the self is bliss.
Huh. When do you get sorrow?
Something actually. Well, the nature.
Huh?
Understand the nature of the self, you do not see anything else.
Okay. Hmm?
Nothing can act on you and cause sorrow. The
You
nature
are
is bliss.
attached to the body.
Okay.
Because of raga and dvesha.
Okay.
Expectations are not made.
Okay.
No, understand it's the illusion actually.
Hmm.
Where will the mind?
When do you get sorrow? See, things are very simple. Keep them simple.
Something is unsatisfied, then you get sorrow.
desire is not fulfilled.
You are hurt.
Dvitiyat vai bhayam bhavati. When then there is the other, there is sorrow or fear or love. The very basic things you should remember. Otherwise there will be confusion. The example of rope and snake and this very basic thing. When the other is there, then you will have attachment, you will have sorrow, you will have love. Dvitiyat vai bhayam bhavati Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Only by duality is fear. So remove duality, fear is removed. So when somebody realizes Brahman, non-dual knowledge, Advaita Jnana, when there is non-dual knowledge, when there is no other person, so who will you sorrow for?
Even in duality, if it is mind is not attached, there is no sorrow.
Duality means it is only a philosophical speculation. What happened to Mirabai? She became one with Krishna. What happened to Madhvacharya? He became one with Udupi Krishna. So what happens to these people? Andal, what happened to she became one with Vishnu? So this becoming one.
I give you an example. When somebody who is not related to me dies, I have no sorrow. When somebody related to me dies, then I have a sorrow. Because of attachment. Though the dualities are there.
No. It seems that when somebody dies who is not related to you, you have no sorrow. It seems. I will give you another alternative and it will be very clear. Suppose there are no other persons on the earth. Only you are there and the other person who is not related to you. And that other person dies, you will be feeling sorrow. Just because you have other alternatives, your sorrow is, what you call, it has been diminished or it has become inferior to the sorrow you feel for your kith and kin. But suppose there are no other people in this world, only two of you. There have been Hollywood films on this topic, so you can watch them for further reference.
The attachment is there in the second person. That's why.
No, there is no attachment. There is no attachment. Attachment, whenever you see the other, there will be some feeling. It may be sorrow, it may be anger, it will be something. Whenever you see the other, that is why gopis, that is the highest form of bhakti. What happens with gopi? There is no other. They become one with Krishna. So this duality, Vishishtadvaita and all that, in practice, everything boils down to the same thing.
How do the realized souls who are updated and not how do they deal with day-to-day life? And like if you are asked the same, another person if they have asked to do something and he is not doing, and so do they not get angry?
So Somnath ji, the same question was asked by? This question was asked by? To? What is the question? So my job is very simple. See, everything has been already asked and told. Sthita pragyasya ka bhasha? Okay. So this was the question which was asked. No, you don't read Gita?
I do, but I cannot remember.
So what is Sthita pragyasya ka bhasha? So who are called Sthita prajna? There is not only this is same for people who have realized God or their true self according to whatever discipline they have followed. All of them, in fact I will say it is true for people who have realized their self according to whatever religion they have followed. You see, if you have realized the ultimate reality, you will behave in the same way. What is that? That is there in the last portion of the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. What is that? First of all, first thing is Dukkheshu Anudvignamana, Sukheshu Vigataspruha, unattachment. You will not be perturbed by sorrow. You will not be attached to anything, happiness. Yes. No, the anger, one is anger, another is...
Anger, sorrowness, everything used to come to him also.
No, anger, one is anger, another is showing anger. One is sorrow, another is showing sorrow. Suppose if for example, there is an employee and I tell the employee, please do this work, so nice of you. He may do, but there are many other people who will not do. So I need to tell something. So that is loka vyavahara. But actually, if that person does not do, whether I lose my sleep, which most of the people will lose, so then there is some problem. Are you getting the point? Sri Ramakrishna says that you should work like a housemaid. Housemaid works in the house, she calls that Bittu or Pappu or Tintu or whatever, whoever is that. Are bhaiya, she treats that boy as though that boy were her own child. But she knows that this person is not my son. My son is there in my village or somewhere. Is it not? So similarly you should do. That is the idea. So here, Anusthaya na sochati, one does not grieve having followed the path of realizing Brahman. Vimuktascha vimuchyate, he gets free in this world by not getting attached to his action, and after the death of his, after the body perishes, he does not come again, does not take birth. Now this is the meaning of this mantra. Now we will go in detail. Puram. First question, what does the first question which is supposed to come to your mind? No, okay. Before that, in Puram itself, any question? Your body is being compared to a city. No question. Wonderful. No question, everything. Two people have no questions. One who have understood everything, another who has understood nothing. So, either way it is okay. So, Puram means city. Suddenly, why should your body or why should you be compared with a city? Swami Vivekananda said, why is the question? You should always ask the question why, not how. How is what? How is what? In technology, what is how? Technology is how. And why is what? Pure science.
Pure science also how?
How?
Never why.
Never
There is
why?
no answer in why is never answered.
Oh, okay. You are the authority, so I cannot tell you.
I understand.
Okay. So, how only, no? Not why. But it will not be like why the apple falls, only how the apple falls.
No, you can ask why the apple falls, but you cannot, if you ask why Newton's law.
So, that's what. There it is why. So, in basic fundamental questions of nature, it's always why.
No, but if you ask why Newton's laws.
No.
There is no answer for
I am not telling that. But why the apple falls? Gravitational force.
It's the answer of how the apple falls. You cannot answer the question why the apple falls. Apple falls because it's its nature to fall.
No, because there is some gravitational force.
Why is there a gravitational force?
Series of why is there.
Why is always there at the fundamental level.
But it is not answered. So finally you have
Okay, but at the fundamental level, the fundamental questions are always the why questions. How questions are always at the next level, grosser. The subtler question is always why. Why do I live? Is the question. How do I live is always you can go to a career consultancy. But why do I live is the question, or should be the question. So we should always ask this question why, at least philosophically in scriptural life, also in science.
there is no answer for it.
No, I beg to differ. And many people also will beg so much.
There is no answer for it.
May not be, but this should be the question to be asked. Why? Why does this thing happen? How does...
It's axiomatic. There will always be an axiom.
You may give a name, you may give a this thing, but again this question will crop up. It has to crop up, both in the material level and...
It has developed because of the question why.
See, anyway, later on you can come to understanding. We will sign an MOU afterwards. So anyway, so this is the thing. Why is a fundamental question. That is true, whether science or no science. Why is a fundamental question. So why should we compare our body with a city?
Consciousness city means somebody stays someplace.
Ah,
Consciousness stay inside our body.
okay. Good.
The analogy is like those old walled cities where there's a
Wall or no wall? This is no, it can be
it's an
Noida.
entity of its own. And
It can be Noida also, no wall necessary. So anyway, that is the idea. If you can study little Katha Upanishad, then you will understand that yes, the analogy is that a person lives in a city, and in this body you have got identified with the body because of ignorance. So you, or rather Atman or consciousness, Chaitanya, lives in this body. So this is the comparison. Not only that, there is another comparison. What is the comparison? A king lives in the city, but the city is developed. Say, for example, Kolkata is being developed. So Kolkata is being developed. There are metro stations are increasing. bridges are increasing. I live in Kolkata. By the development of Kolkata, does any change occur to my body? Does my body change or not? No. Nothing changes. Of course, if I am a PWD contractor, I will get something cut and my body will change. That's a roundabout process. But otherwise, my body is not changing. So, my city is changing, growing or changing. My body is not changing. Similarly, I am not this body and the mind, and this consciousness has wrongly identified itself with the body. So there may be some changes in the vikara, is the Sanskrit word, modifications in the body, but that will not modify me. Correct? Or is it too complicated like jalebi? So this is the idea. So that is why my body has been compared with city, Puram. And also you go to a place. Suppose you are invited to a house, and then you go there and you see that the table is all set for dinner. So what do you deduce from that? That they will give you the dinner. What? So afraid to even think that. Yeah, so you will have dinner. So you have been invited somewhere and you see that the dinner is set, table is set. That means yes, you are going to have dinner. But for whom is that table set? For somebody it has to be there. Or I come here and I say in my table there is some water, no? With added minerals. Anyway, this added minerals water I see, I expect that this water is for me. Is it not? Or I see that this mic is there, then I expect that I have to go and torture you to death. So this kind of idea I get, because everything is kept ready. So for whom is this kept ready? For somebody to come and use that. For that only it is kept ready. So similarly, your city is kept ready for whom? For somebody to go and live there. A flat is built for whom? For people to go and live there. Similarly, your body is there for you to use the body to exhaust your karmas. What? To exhaust your karmas. To exhaust, what is karma? So how do you exhaust your actions? In this context, what is karma? Result of action. So karma has got two meanings. One is action, another one the result of action. So you do good action, you get good result. You do bad action, you get bad result. And when do you get no results? Very logical. If you have no action, no results. But also, if there is no sense of doership, ego, bhoktritva, kartritva. So enjoyership and doership, if you don't have this sense, then you do action but you will not get the result. That is the idea. So here Puram Ekadasha Dwaram. So that is why your body is compared with the city. Is this clear to all of you? All of you? Ah, yes.
It is for only for karmas or it's for new desires also?
What? I could not get your answer, question.
Like you tell like body has come because of karmas actually, like fulfill your theory of karma or whatever. And also like it has to get new desires.
No, desire, you see, it is because of your karma that you desire. Only actions effect take place. Any other questions anybody has? Yes.
Why 11 gates?
That I am coming to. Then?
If we do good actions without having the doership feeling, it won't bring us to this.
You do any action without the doership feeling, but how do you know that you don't have this doership feeling? You will know. You won't be affected by the result of the action. If the result of the action is a failure, also you will not be affected. And the sign that you don't have the sense of doership is that there will be no doubt that you don't have the sense of doership. You will have no doubt that you don't have this sense of doership. So when you are very clear that I don't have ahankara, that means you don't have ahankara. But if you have this doubt, oh, do I have? That means you have. This is the thing. And why 11 gates? Anybody? Why 11 gates? Any one body? Any one body? All together how can I? Yes, tell.
Actually, 9 gates were mentioned in Gita.
Navadware pure dehi.
So why 11?
No, this is a different calculation. This gates is a very different calculation. Some people say 7, some people say 9 and all confusion. But anyway, we will stick to this calculation, 11. Yes?
Nose, eyes,
How many you have to tell? No, nose how many gates? 2,
two eyes,
4,
ears,
6,
mouth,
7,
organ of expression and regeneration.
8, 9.
And
Another 2. Huh?
Nabi,
Nabi 10. Then one more is missing.
Brahmara.
Brahmarandra. Bas, ho gaya.
I think it is 5 Karmendriya, 5 Gyanendriya and 1
No. That is no. That is 11 mukha. That was what we were seeing in that Om. This thing according to Mandukya Upanishad. No. This is Dwara. Actually, how can your eyes become the Dwara? Why it is called Dwara? Why a gate?
What is the last one I did not get? Brahmanastra or what?
Here they say it's called Brahmarandra. Here there is actually in our skull there is a soft spot here. So they say that a person who gets Krama Mukti means one who will go to the divine worlds and then slowly they will get Brahmagana. For them this will, here that Sahasrara is there, no? That will burst and from here that thing will go away. Life will go away. So some people it goes away out of mouth. Some people eyes. So the higher it goes away from, it is goes out from, the higher your evolution, and the lower it goes, it is. So most of the people, I should not say. Anyway, they will have that bathroom and all that when they die. It is seen. So that means they are at that level only. Most of the people are at that level. So, so what was I telling?
why it is called,
Huh?
why it is called,
Why 11?
Why no? Why is it called gate?
Gate because people go in and out, things go in and out through that.
Things.
In the city, things go in and out. So now our perception.
Things go in and out through this Brahmarandra or through Nabi.
it's like if you have a house, you can see it from the gate.
No. Brahmarandra, nothing goes in and out. In fact, it is not even open, it is always closed. So, your consciousness gets into the body through these 11 gates or gets out of the body through these 11 gates. That is why. So, consciousness, Chaitanya gets into the body or out of the body through these 11 gates. That is why. So, the firewalls are there, you see. Brahmarandra firewall is there. Otherwise, it cannot go. Strict firewall protection. So, Ekadasha Dwaram, okay. Ajasya. What is Ajasya? What is Aja?
One which is
Not born. So, here, Janmadi. If I say Janmadi, what does that mean? If I say Janmadi, what does it mean? Janma means what? Adi means what?
One was born at the beginning of creation.
Are that is Adi Janma. This Janmadi means what? Etc. means what?
that is growth and all that.
What is that all that? Shad Vikara. What are the Shad Vikaras? What does Shad Vikara mean in English? 6 modifications. What are the modifications? Ito. Jayate. Apni dekhi, apni was first student, best student. Jayate asti. Viparinamate. Wow, clap. So, we have to remember what we study. Yaska. There is a book called Nirukta. Last time also I was telling while discussing Gayatri Mantra. There are 6 modifications of the body given. Jayate, takes birth. Jayate, asti, stays. So, why? You see, there will be birth, but if it is a stillborn baby, so Jayate, asti, remains. Then Vardate, grows. Viparinamate, different changes takes place, like in puberty. There are different changes in the body. Then Apakshiyate, starts decaying. Its Generally it is understood that after 40, body starts decaying. In fact, there is even a reduction in the height. So then nashyati is destroyed. Jayate, asti, vardhate, viparinamate, apakshiyate, nashyati. These are the 6. So whenever you see in the scriptures janmadi means birth, etc. means birth and all these modifications. So ajasya, one who does not have this. You are not born. You don't have all this. You don't have death. You don't have decay. You don't have changes. So what? What has changed? Your body has changes. You are not the body. That is the idea. You are not the body. You are not the body. And it can be proven. Logically, it can be proven. I have told you earlier also, Phantoms in the Brain by V.S. Ramachandran, who is a very famous or topmost neuroscientist in this world. So, he has written a book called, he has written many other books also, Phantoms in the Brain. You can read how using very many different kinds of experiments on his patients, he has proved that the illusion of body is a illusion actually. The sense of body, notion of body, that your body is this, Somnathji's body is this. This is an illusory notion which is not supported by our own brain. Actually, brain can, if you make it understand this Bisleri bottle also, it can treat it as its body. So that is what. So the whole idea of body is an illusion. Ajasya, avakra chetasaha. So this is straight. The consciousness is crooked, as I told you. Why it is crooked? It's not crooked. Why it's not crooked? It is present everywhere. It is always present. It is present everywhere. It is infinite. So there is no crookedness in this. So this knowledge, this consciousness is there. A person who anushtaya, who follows or who meditates on this consciousness is now here, na shochati, does not grieve, because gets non-dual knowledge, understands that there are no two, there is nothing second, so there is no grief. Okay, vimuktascha vimuchyate. The Upanishad tells that he becomes free and becomes free. 2 times. Vimuktascha vimuchyate. Becomes free and then cha and becomes free. What does that mean? Why 2 times free? First, that person is freed from the sense of doership. First, that person is freed from the sense of doership. I am doing this. You see how nice I can sing. Other people cannot hear, but you think that I can sing nicely. How nicely I can cook. Nobody can eat, but you think you can. So this is the aham karta. I am the doer. I did this. All of our problem in daily life is because of this. I am telling you, you have to follow. I know what to do. This I. See, the trouble is I. Problem is always I problem. Not ophthalmologist eye problem, but this eye problem. Always this is the problem we have. I know, what do you know, I can tell, etc. So sense of doership, karta, kartritva and bhoktrutva, also sense of enjoyship. I want to enjoy what? Pizza. I want to, just imagine, in the United States of America, all this Subway, pizza, KFC, McDonald's, everything, sales have come down and they have all come to the Asian markets. And here sales is going up because we are all fools, pure and simple, that's what. So there they are all becoming veggies and here we are all becoming eggies. So Subway, the whole thing is such a big, huge size and you eat and you turn into a capital of diabetes. That's what, world capital of diabetes is India. You do that. And then you go to McDonald's and big size, extra large pizza and Pizza Hut and all that. All kinds of pizza stores you will find. But it's very hard to find nowadays some properly cooked Bengali dish you will not find. But you will find all these things. So, why? Because we are all fools. So what happens? I want to enjoy ice cream. I want to see this movie. So this is enjoyment. And the other I is, I will do this, I am doing this, I did PhD, then that and this, and now I am so many papers.